in the meantime, I've been working on the Flight Model P51. I think by this point I should have already shown you the antenna. And the other thing I needed to fix on this model after the crash was I forgot to pick up this exhaust manifold and exhaust shield. I didn't notice that it was missing when I picked up the pieces. So I'm going to try to duplicate this side here. Now this side is not really exactly like the real thing. It's pretty close, but the exhaust shield should actually sort of slope more from the top down to the bottom. They have it sort of squared off. And these exhausts, from the pictures that I have, the exhaust pipes should be straight coming out, not at a curve. But to try to make the other side look pretty close to this side, I'm going to try to do them both the same. So what I've done, I've started out, is I've made a balsa base, trying to duplicate what they have here. And you can see it's shiny. I have, after shaping it, I put 3 coats of sanding sealant on it. This is the 3rd coat. It still needs to be sanded, and I need to put a 4th coat on the ends where the end grain is to really try to seal that up. The long grain is already filled in, and that's why it's so shiny. So I'll put a 4th coat on the ends, and that'll be ready. And then the Flight Model, they just took their stubs and they just glued them in. But on the real airplane, the exhaust pipes, they come out of an oval cutout. So what I did is I took some 1/10 of an inch styrene, and I used an oval template and created some ovals, rough cut them with my scalpel, and then used a little sanding stick to finish shaping to the line. I think it came out pretty nice considering it's all done by hand. And then what I'll do is, after I finish with this, I'll glue this, at least this part, well, I'll prime the whole thing and then glue the face part flat black to act as kind of a shadow effect. And then I'll glue this on and glue in the exhaust stubs. These are just going to be straight. I'm not going to try to duplicate this curve here. Just going to make them straight, and they'll stick out something like this. Well, the putty that I applied to kind of blend in the styrene top with the sides, I'm going to go ahead and create a shadow effect by painting inside the ovals with the flat black. This is Tamiya XF1 flat black. So the putty that I had put on to blend the styrene sheet with the balsa, it was all sanded back nice and smooth. I need to prime this again, but I really don't want to have to repaint the black shadow. So I think what I'm going to try to do is cover them with some tape, cut out the ovals, and I'll leave that tape in there through the remainder of painting and all that. I've got a brand new blade in my scalpel. Let's see if I can do this cleanly. Well, not as clean as I had hoped, but I think what I'm going to do now is add just a little bit of some liquid mask around these edges and try to seal that off from any overspray as well. So I have some Mr. Hobby liquid mask. I've already done one, as you can see. I think this will work, but it looks like I didn't need to spend my time with the masking tape. Okay, I put this stuff on really thick. I found that when using it with plastic models, thicker is better because it's easier to remove after you've done your painting. Thinner layers seem to be harder to remove, so I put it on pretty thick. Sanded the primer back on this exhaust shroud, and it's looking pretty good. I was able to blend in the styrene with the balsa, so there's no line, so it all looks really good now. I've gone ahead and epoxied it in. I'm using a 15-minute epoxy, very thin line of epoxy, and I'm using my homemade clothes hanger clamps to apply pressure. One thing that Flight Model did, they had another piece of plastic that kind of goes into this recess, and then they left the gap there so it looks kind of like a panel line. But in the real aircraft, that's not the case. It appears to be all one piece of sheet metal. So what I'm going to do is glue in some balsa, and then I'm going to fill in this gap that would be right here. So all you will see is the shape of the inside going around without seeing this panel line. Not a big deal, I know. Just thought I'd let you know. This is mostly set up now, so I'm going to start working on these little strips to fill in this ledge. These are 1/4 inch wide, and I think they're about 3/16 of an inch thick. I forget now, but basically they're enough to be flush with the top of the fuselage. I beveled the bottom end here so that you would not see the edge of the balsa on the side. And I'm just going to use some thick CA to glue these in. I also have the rounded piece right here. This is, how many? 1, 2, 3, 6. I think it's 6 pieces of 1 32nd inch balsa that I laminated together. I just stuck it inside the curve here and started laminating pieces of balsa up. You can see it's oversized, and after I glue it in, I will come back in and sand the whole thing. And here you see the completed shield in primer. I think it's a very good representation of the real aircraft, even though the face does not slant inward from top to bottom as it does on the real aircraft. It does match the other side. The exhaust pipes won't be added until after the shield is painted, which won't be done until right before the whole model is painted.